One of the things that we've heard repeatedly, and of course people like Jacques Fitzenz and a lot of others have said, it's not a matter of just having data. In fact, it's been said that sometimes organizations have too much data.
Correct.
And so the key is to have the right kind of data, all right? So what, can you tell me, what kinds of things do you measure specifically?
Well, first of all, I agree with you on the right kind of data. One of the things that I've seen in my career is organizations over-engineering their measurements. You collect so much that you can never use it.
Right.
The key is to not manage to mediocrity. It's to pick some critical measures, pick 3 to 5 critical measures, measure it well, analyze it well, interpret it, and take action on that. So what we measure, for instance, are areas in the human resources activity. For instance, recruiting. We look at cycle time, offer acceptance ratio. Cycle time is important because you do not want to take more than, for example, 35 days to fill a position. If it takes you 2 months to fill a position, that has a real impact on a company's ability to get the job done. If you're in a consulting environment and you're billing labor out on an hourly basis, if you cannot bill because the position is open for 45 days, you cannot generate sales, cash, or margin. We look at offer acceptance ratio because if your ratio is at about 50%, that means that 50% of the time that you make an offer, it's accepted. You should be closer to 85%, and if you're below that, that says, for example, that maybe your offers are not competitive in terms of salary, or it could say something about the reputation of your firm or the quality of the interview. In the area of employee relations, we use surveys to look at employee engagement and attitudes, and these are quantitatively based surveys. So we use a 5-point Likert scale, for example, to measure the responses. In the area of training, we look at training utilization, and then we also look at feedback from a training class in terms of relevance to what an individual is doing.
Having done a lot of training during my lifetime, training is one of those things that's near and dear to my heart, and I guess I'd like to know, you say that you look at training utilization, and it's one thing to maybe do a needs assessment to find out what people need, and then to design and deliver the course.
Right.
And then it's also something of what happens when they go back to their workstations. Do you ever go to the managers, for example? Do you look for any kinds of behavioral changes, and do you track that?
This is a very hot topic in the human resources field, and particularly at Northrop Grumman. We are looking at additional longitudinal studies to help us understand the long-term impact of training. Right now, we feel that we're throwing spaghetti against the wall, and we're hoping that it sticks, meaning that we're teaching people, but we don't know how much of the knowledge they're retaining and how much of that they're applying. So we're looking at some classical models to help us understand long-term how people are applying it. One of the things that we're going to do is have 6-month follow-up focus groups to ask the training participants how are they using the training, and we'll have a scale so we can, again, measure the feedback and share that with management. But the concept that you mentioned about speaking with managers to get their feedback on behavioral change and performance improvement will absolutely be part of the equation.